Okay, good evening, everybody. So I see we have Su Song Su here. All right, and I know this is week number 8. So this is the 8th online class I've given so far. So it looks like Su Song Su, you are the only one here right now. Okay, so we'll kind of I'll kind of talk a little bit, kind of eat up some time, and kind of hopefully more people can join us. And again, I know a lot of you are in Myanmar, so you may not, maybe you can't watch this live, so I understand that, so that's okay. But Su Sung Su, in the meantime, can you type? So tell me how are you feeling tonight? Okay. And yeah, so today I'll just go talk for a little bit. So today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about I think so, yes. but Su Song Su, so how are you? All right. And or how are you feeling? But yeah, so today what we're going to talk about, the IELTS-based problem and solution essay. Okay. So we're going to be talking, transitioning a little bit more about that one. But Su Song Su, can you tell me what are some interesting things that you have done this week? Can you tell me what are some interesting things you've done this week? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe, yeah, sorry about that. Let me go ahead. I want to go ahead and open up a file here just real quick, so please wait for me. Okay. Let me go ahead. What I want to do is, I think maybe I opened up the wrong file. Just a second here. Let me go ahead and see about this here. Just a second here. If you can hold on just a second here. Okay, so I'm gonna change files here. So just a second here. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna just a second here. Let me open. Sorry about this. All right. Okay, and then just a second here. Okay. Here we go. All right. So today, sorry, I opened the wrong file. We're going to be doing the IELTS advantages and disadvantages essay. Okay. So here we go. So then, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk a little bit about gerunds, infinitives, modal verbs, and then we'll be discussing the IELTS advantages and disadvantages essay, and then body paragraph 2. So we already talked about in previous weeks. We talked about the introductory paragraph. Then we talked about the body paragraph 1. Now we'll be discussing body paragraph 2. Oh, good. Now we got some more people here. So John Poe is here. Okay, let's see how many people we have here. 2 people. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Well, let's get started here. Okay. So then maybe since we only have 2 people, then maybe class will go by a little more quickly. Okay. So how about Su Sung Soo? What are gerunds? Or either of you, Su Sung Soo or John Poe, can you tell me what are gerunds? What can you tell me? What can you tell me about this? I have no idea, sir. Okay, well, how about we'll just keep going here? Okay, and I'll let you know that even if you asked somebody, if you asked a native English speaker, they would have no idea either. Okay, so this is kind of like when you talk about grammar, is that native English speakers, we know grammar. It's just that we don't study it. Okay, so for me, this is something that just comes naturally. Okay, but let me go to the next screen where it talks about the definition of this. Okay, so there are words that are formed with verbs. Uh-oh, that's cut off. Let me see if I can fix that here. Just a second here. Not that one. Oop, I gotta make it a little bit smaller here. Just a second, bear with me. Okay, here we go. All right, so gerunds, they are words that are formed with verbs but act as nouns. So they're very easy to spot since everyone is a verb, since every gerund is a verb with ing. So basically, it's just verb plus ing. Okay. There are no exceptions to this rule. Okay, so to find gerunds in a sentence, just look for verb plus ing. That is used as a noun. It's that simple. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do some practice here. All right, so now complete the sentences with prepositions plus a gerund. So my brother is good. So if you guys remember prepositions, these are words like in, on, at, for, under. So how would you guys finish this sentence? My brother is good at diving. Yes, very good, Su Sung Soo. All right, so very good. All right. Awesome. Okay, next one. How would you finish this sentence? Okay, so I'm not very keen. Computer games. So which preposition? So my brother is good at diving. Very good. You said so. So a Thizan Ang. Oh, welcome. Are you our third person for today? Is it on playing? So I'm very keen on playing. Let me see here. So 2 people said on playing. Let's see what the answer is. I'm not very keen of playing. Yeah, I would say I'm not very. Also, at can be as well. So at or of. Okay, and a lot of these, they can have more than one answer. Let's see how many people we have here now. Oh my gosh! We've doubled our viewership in the past couple minutes here. We now have 4 people. Okay, so next one. Let's go next one here. Okay, so how would you finish this sentence using a preposition plus a gerund? So I have no objection the football match tonight? Yeah, the last one I would say I'm not very keen at playing. Okay. Now remember, Susangsu, we want to use a gerund. So I have no objection to watch. So remember, a gerund is to watching. Okay, let me see here. Let's see what the answer is. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I have no objection to watching. Okay. So I have no objection of. Yeah. You want to say I have no objection to watching. So not of, but yeah. So John Poe, you're correct with that one. All right. Next one. Here we go. Okay, she is afraid her boyfriend. So how would you finish this sentence? Okay, so Susangsu, you said about using to. Okay, so we'll explain that here in a little bit. Okay, about because there's differences between a gerund and the next thing we're going to talk about. Okay. All right. So this says Susangsu says of losing. Okay, and then John Poe says of choosing, but no, it's actually lose. The root word is lose. So let's see what the answer is. Of losing. Okay. So yeah. So Susangsu, that's a very insightful question, and I will answer that here in a little bit. But now we're talking about gerunds, and the next thing we're going to talk about kind of relates to your question. But okay. All right, now here we go. Okay, now we are fed nothing all the weekend. Okay. Okay, here we go. Susangsu says we are fed up. We are fed. Oh, fed of doing nothing all weekend. Let me see here. See what the answer is. We are fed up. Okay, so fed up. This is what we call a phrasal verb. Okay, here let me write that in the chat box. So it's a phrasal verb. All right. So what this is this is a verb plus a preposition, and it'll create a special meaning. So fed up means, when you're kind of not angry, but you're tired of doing something, and you don't want to do it. So fed up. Okay, next one. Here we go. Okay, so I'm tired in the queues at the airports. So how would you finish this sentence? I'm tired. And so queues, this is British English for line, standing in line. Okay, Susangsu says, I'm tired of waiting in the queues at the airports. Let's see here. Yes, of waiting. Okay. All right. So I was watching the news, and also at Disneyland too. Disneyland opened back up again in America, and the people there, they're sick and tired of waiting in queues. Okay, all of you got. There's Kunjan. Okay, good. Of waiting. Oh my goodness! Now we're up to 7 people. All right, that's good. Next one. Here we go. So we had difficulty the way to the museum. So we had difficulty the way to the museum. So how would you guys finish that sentence? Finding, okay. But aphazin, which preposition would you use for this? Because we want to use a preposition plus the gerund. So either of, in, on, at, over, above, under, behind, between. So we had difficulty of finding. Okay, so John Poe says of finding. Let's see. We had difficulty in finding. Okay. All right. So again, a lot of this for when we're using prepositions, really really not a really no rules. Okay, you just kind of have to remember which preposition kind of matches with the gerund. This is what we call a collocation, where just certain words they just fit together naturally. Okay. All right. So next one. Here we go. So, are you interested? Your professional career? So, how would you guys finish that sentence? How would you? Okay. So, are you interested? So, we have Su Sung Soo says, "Are you interested in building your professional career?" Ooh, that sounds kind of sounds kind of right. Okay, let's see. So both of you got it. In building. Okay, very nice. All right, next one. There's no point. An old car. Oh, good. So a lot of you've got in building for the previous one. How about this one? So there's no point. An old car. How would you guys finish that one? Of buying. Okay, Su Sung Soo says you said to buying, so there's no point to buying an old car. And John Poe says there's no point of buying an old car. There's no point. And then Lawyer says there's no point to buying. Aha, there we go. Eighth is in buying. Let me see here. Let's see if you're right. In buying. Yes. Okay, good job. You're correct for that one. Next one. I disapprove in restaurants. So how would you guys finish that sentence? Drink some water here. I disapprove. How would you finish that? Of smoking in restaurants. Of smoking. Let's see what the answer is here. Yes, I disapprove of smoking in restaurants. Okay, no numbers here. Next one. We are happy. A new house. So how would you finish that sentence? We are happy. A new house. Ooh, so Su Sung Soo says we are happy to having a new house. We are happy with having a new house. We are happy of having a new house. All right, let's see here. Oh, I guess it didn't give us the answer. I guess I forgot to put that. But yeah, we are happy. I say in and both. In and of. We're happy of having. No, not of. I say we are happy in having a new house. Okay? All right. Okay, so next one here. Now infinitives. Okay, so how about, let me see, who was that that had that? Was it Su Sung Soo? You were the one that asked me about using to, right? Using to plus verb plus ing. Was it you that asked that question? Let me see here. Who was it that asked that? Okay, yeah, Su Sung Soo. Okay, you're the one that asked. You said, can we use verb ing after to? Okay. Okay. So now, how about Su Sung Soo, or I guess anybody else? What is an infinitive? And lawyer says for having. So we are happy. We are happy for having. Oh yeah, for having. That could be one as well. Okay, good. But does anybody know what are infinitives? Does anybody know what are infinitives? So if a gerund, it's verb plus ing. What would an infinitive be? Does anybody have an idea? Uh-oh, looks like we lost somebody. Now we're down to 6 people. 2 plus, okay, yeah, okay, good. 2 plus verb, okay, good. So let's move to the next screen here. Here's the explanation. So an infinitive is formed from a verb, but doesn't act as a verb, okay? It acts as a noun, so adjective or adverb, and it is usually made up of 2 words, so 2 plus verb. These 2 words act together as a noun, adjective or adverb, okay? So what we have here is we have a gerund, so verb plus ing, and then we have infinitive, so 2 plus verb. So it's the I guess the fun part of this, well, there is no fun part when you learn, to be honest. All right, you just have to remember. Okay, some of them, some are gerund, some act as a gerund, and some other words act as an infinitive, and some both. Like for example, love. So so when you say I love eating pizza, or I love to eat pizza. So it can be both. Okay. So you just have to remember which one is which, and really it just takes practice. All right, so now let's practice the infinitives here. Okay. Ooh, so here. So I asked him several times, but he didn't bother my question. Okay, so how would you finish this sentence using an infinitive? So 2 plus verb. Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I asked him several times, but he didn't bother my question. Anybody have an idea to answer? Let's see here. Yes, very good. So I asked him several times, but he didn't bother to answer my question. Okay, good. Very nice. So next one here. Okay, so finally we agreed on the project together. So how would you finish this sentence? So now we've already used answer. Okay, so answer is finished. So finally we agreed to what? To work on the project together? That sounds like it might work. Yes. Okay. Good job, Su Song Su. Very nice. Okay. Next one. Here we go. Okay. I demand to your boss. So maybe this is when there's an angry customer, and they're very angry with you, and so they wanna. I almost said the answer. But they wish to have communication with your boss, to talk to your boss. Yeah, so I almost gave the answer there. Yes. Oh, to talk. Yeah, actually, both can be okay. I don't know why I put speak, because there is no speak here. Okay, but yeah. So I demand to speak or to talk to your boss. Yeah. Sorry about that. I guess I put in the wrong verb. Okay, next one. Here we go. Okay, Jack usually fails on time. So how would you finish that sentence? Jack usually fails to on time. To arrive, okay. Arrive, very nice. Good job, you guys. Very nice. Next one. So domestic animals somehow managed the fire. So which verb would you use? Domestic animals somehow manage to finish the fire? There we go. To survive. Here we go. Yes, to survive the fire. Okay, next one. So we're not planning the hotel much longer. So what do you guys think? So we're not planning the hotel much longer. To renovate, okay, good, very good. Oh, good, we got some more people here. To renovate the hotel much longer. All right, now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Me. Oh, good, we got some more people here. Or different people here, okay, not more. Okay, all right. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact. Good liar. Okay, good. Let's see here. Yes, to contact. Okay, next. So was she just pretending? Your friend? So was she, whoopsie. So was she just pretending to, I almost said it. To your friend? To be, yes, very good. So was she just pretending to be your friend? Okay, next is, so it is very difficult in the jungle if you do not have the necessary supplies. Okay, so it is very difficult to, in the jungle, if you do not have the necessary supplies. Ooh, to survive. Oh, John Poe says to contact. Let's see what the answer is here. Yeah, to survive. Okay. If you use contact, you say it is very difficult to get in contact with someone while you're in the jungle. Okay? But yeah. So it's very difficult to survive. Next, here we go. Okay, so in order, my new house, it will take a substantial down payment. So in order to my new house, it will take a substantial down payment. To renovate. Su Sung Su says renovate. All right, let's see here. Yes, okay, good job. To renovate. Modal verb. Okay. Now we're going to jump to the third part of today, which are modal verbs. Now, does anybody know what is a modal verb? So I'm thinking there might be or may be people here who know what a modal verb is. So that was a little hint. Possibly. Somebody knows what a modal verb is? Does anybody know what a modal verb is? Let's see how many people we have here now. Oh, now we're down to 6. So we lost somebody. Haha, there we go. Athazin said, Athazin says can, could, shall, should. Okay, good. Yeah. So can, could, may, might, will, can't. Okay, those are what we call modal verbs. Okay. All right. So these are verbs that indicate likelihood, ability, permission, or obligation. So words like can, could, may, might, will, would. Shall, should, must. So, for example, the sea monster should go away. So, should is a modal verb here as it indicates the likelihood of a sea monster going away. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do, so finish these sentences using the correct modal verb. And again, for many of these, there can be more than one answer. Okay, so it says you be exhausted after your long trip. Come in and have a drink. So you must. Okay, eighth sentence is must. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So very nice. And again, this one, it could be a couple of, maybe more than one. Okay, but yeah, so must. All right, now, next one. Here we go. John, taken your car keys. He hasn't even left the house. What do you guys think? So which modal verb would you use for this one? Should have? So John should have taken your car keys? He hasn't even left the house. Do we have any other? Would have? Okay. So I actually made this PowerPoint a long time ago. So I'm gonna say John can't have taken your car keys, and Susang Su says might have, but the key, the clue is in the second sentence. He hasn't even left the house. So let's see. Can't have. Okay, so they're saying that, you know, they don't believe John took the keys because he didn't leave the house. So he couldn't have taken the keys, the car keys. Okay, so that's why it's a negative possibility that he did this action. Okay, next one. Okay, so I won't go out this afternoon because the weather forecast is not very good, and I get wet. So this one, they're talking about a possibility. So which phrasal verb would you use for this one? I don't see the word clearly. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's because actually what it is I I made a mistake today. I actually prepared the wrong PowerPoint, and so usually I change the shape of the PowerPoint to make it more rectangular, and this one's a square one. But okay, so Susang Su says will not, and I will not get wet. I might, maybe Kun John said might. So let's see what it says here. Oh, I think I might get wet, and also could. You can also use could. So might. I think that sounds okay as well. So I might get wet. Yeah, might or could. And so John Po and Kun John both okay. All right, next one. Here we go. You to apply for the job yet? You can do it later this week. So what would be the which modal verb would you use? You haven't to apply? So they're saying don't apply yet. You can do it later. And then haven't, you should, or you haven't. I'm going to guess don't have. Okay. Yes, you don't have to apply for the job yet. Okay, because what they're saying is, oh, you don't need to do it now. You can do it later. Okay, kind of like what your teacher says. Oh, you don't have to do your homework now. You can do it later. Yeah, not should not. Okay, you should not. If you want to say should not, you say you should not apply for the job yet. but they have that to in there. So you can't say you should not to apply. Okay. So, yeah, that's why it's don't have. Okay, next, here we go. Okay, I left my wallet in the car. I can't find it anywhere. So how would you guys finish that sentence? All right, a new milestone. We're up to 8 people now. Okay, so I left my wallet in the car. I can't find it anywhere. What do you guys think? Must have. Might have. Okay. So remember, must have, that's like saying like 100%. Okay. Might, maybe 70 or 80%. Let's see what the answer is. Must have. Oh, wow. Okay. I was going to say might have. Okay. Yeah, but I think both of them can be okay. I must have or I might have. Both are okay. But you want to say have, not just might. I might left. Yeah, you don't want to say I might left my wallet in the car. So I might have or I must have. Okay. All right. So now let's keep going here. Oopsie. That be Jake. It's impossible. He said he was going to Spain. So it sounds like maybe this is a negative possibility. So which modal verb would you use for this one? What do you guys think? So that be Jake. It's impossible. He said he's going. So that can't be Jake. That sounds like that one might possibly work. Yes, that can't be Jake. Okay, good, very nice. That should not be Jake. No, not should not. Can't. That can't be Jake. All right, now let's keep going here. Okay, you step into the headmaster's office without permission. Ooh. You can't? Do we have any more? Let me see what the answer is. You mustn't or you can't. And also I would say you shouldn't. Yeah, but must not. Must not, can't, but shouldn't, it's not up there. So, okay. All right, next, here we go. So tell your sister she stay the night here if she wants to. So how would you guys finish that? Tell your sister she blank stay the night if she wants to. Can. Okay, can. Very good. Sounds awesome. Can. Okay, very nice. Okay, next one here. You haven't already drunken, or say, you have already drunken a glass of wine. You, not drive. Let me. What do you guys think? What would the answer be for this one? You can. You have already drunken a glass of wine. You cannot drive. Okay. Let's see what the answer is. You had better not drive. Okay, you cannot. Actually, I would say if you say, it could be can. But when you say can, it's with a stronger feeling. And like, you cannot drive. So in that case, it would be, they'd have an exclamation point, and not a period. So had better, this is kind of like a strong, suggestion. Hey, don't do this. You shouldn't. Oh no, it can't be shouldn't. You can say should. You should not drive, but not shouldn't because they already have that other not there. So you can't say you shouldn't not to drive. Okay, but yeah, I would say had better it's the best choice because of the way because there's a period after drive. So it's with a strong feeling like you shouldn't or you should not drive. And then in that case, it would have an exclamation point. Okay? All right, so let's keep going here. Okay, now you see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre when you go to Paris. So if you guys ever come to Ranksat University, there's a class I teach about France and about the Louvre. So it's a very interesting story about the Louvre. But okay, so you see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre when you go to Paris. You shall. Does anybody else have another idea? I'm going to say I like should. Like you should you say, oh, you should see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre when you go to Paris. So this is like if I've never been to Paris before and someone else has been there and they say, oh, you should go see the Louvre. You will see the Eiffel Tower. You could say will. That one's okay. Because you're stating the possibility. Okay, but here let's see what they say. You must. Okay, this one. Okay, and I would say maybe if they use must, I'd have an exclamation point at the end, like, oh, you must see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre when you go to Paris. You could say will, because will you're stating the possibility. Must, this is more kind of like when you're recommending something to somebody. Okay, so that's why with modal verbs, in many cases you can use more than one. Okay. All right, next, here we go. Ooh, okay. So now we're going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages essay. Okay. So we talked about the introduction, the introductory paragraph, body paragraph 1. And today we're going to talk about body paragraph 2, and then the final week, or not the final, but the last week, the week after that, we're going to have week 9. We're going to be talking about so next week we're going to be talking about the conclusions, and then the final week of this study in week 10, we're going to do like a big review of the advantages and disadvantages essay. Okay, all right. So let's keep going here. All right, so body paragraph 2, you're gonna topic sentence, explain first disadvantage, explain second disadvantage, and the example of second disadvantage. Okay, so if you remember, and I'll show you guys the outline of the essay at the end, and I'll also post it onto the line group. But if you remember right, you have the introductory paragraph. Then the first body paragraph, we talk about advantages, okay, where we have the topic sentence, explain first advantage, explain second advantage, and then example of the second advantage. And then in body paragraph 2, same structure, we're talking about disadvantages, okay? All right, so this right here, this would be an example of a prompt that you would be given. Okay, where it says, in some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school or starting university studies. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages for young people who decide to do this. Okay, so this is where you'll be given a prompt, and we've been using the same topic the past couple weeks when we're talking about advantages and disadvantages essays. Okay. All right, so this would be topic sentence 1. Okay, so a topic sentence tells the examiner what the rest of the paragraph is about. So in other words, it's a summary of your disadvantages. Okay, so this one's very important because it lets the examiner know exactly what you're going to be talking about. And so the easier you make it for the examiner to read your essay, the better score you'll get. Okay, because as I said before, when an examiner, when they look at your essay, they'll probably spend 2, maybe 3 minutes looking at it. And same with me. When I look at my students' essays, I'll know right away. Okay, this is a B1, oh, B2. And also when I'm doing an interview with a student, because when you come here as a student, either me or another teacher, we will interview you to gauge your English level. And generally we'll know within under a minute what your English level is. Okay, so that's why it's very important to have a good impression on your essay structure when you're writing it. Okay, because the examiner they'll usually start critiquing it right away, so that they'll know exactly in the very beginning what level it is. Okay, so this would be an example of the topic sentence. So, despite these disadvantages, students lose a year that could have been used to advance their future careers, and they often get used to working or traveling and don't want to return to a life of study. Then next we're going to be talking about is the first disadvantage. Okay, so this is the second sentence of the paragraph, obviously. And here's an example of the second sentence. So as job markets are very competitive, an extra year of experience can make a massive difference when applying for jobs. And those who took a gap year are at a disadvantage. Okay. So does everyone remember what a gap year is? So a gap year, this is where you take a year off after high school and before you start university. So this is something not all cultures embrace. I know in America, I would say we don't do this very much. But actually, I never knew what a gap year was until I started speaking to British people, because I heard for some people this is kind of popular. But yeah. Okay. Next, here we go. Sentence 3. So this is your second disadvantage. Okay. So now, moreover, some decide to bypass university altogether and go straight into a job that is beneath their capabilities or may not offer the same prospects their future career might have done. Okay. Sentence 4. So this is where you give an example of your second disadvantage. So, for instance, a recent survey by the British government found that 26% of students who take a gap year never enter, let's say, university. Okay? All right, and so this one right here, this would be an example of the full body paragraph 2. So, despite these advantages, students lose a year that could have been used to advance their future careers, and they often get used to working or traveling and don't want to return to a life of study. As job markets are very competitive, an extra year of experience can make a massive difference when applying for jobs. And those who took a gap year are at a disadvantage. Moreover, some decide to bypass university altogether and go straight into a job that is beneath their capabilities or may not offer the same prospects their future career might have done. For instance, a recent survey for the British government found that 26% of the students who took a gap year never enter higher education. Okay? All right, so this right here, this is the structure of the body paragraph 2. Now let me load up a let me see if I have the document here in just a second. No, I don't have it. So I'll have to post it onto the line group. But what we've done so far is we've took. Oh, there we go. Susung Su. Sorry, I just saw your comment. Take a year off. Okay. All right. You posted that about 2 minutes ago. Okay. So what we've talked about so far is we have the introductory paragraph. Body paragraph 1. This is where we talk about advantages. Body paragraph 2. This is where we talk about disadvantages. And next week, we're going to cover the concluding paragraph. Okay. And then the week after that, the final week of the study, this is where we'll kind of we'll review everything from the advantages and disadvantages essay from all 4 paragraphs. Okay. All right. So now, do you guys have any questions for me? Any questions? Any questions? Oh, Susung Su. No questions? Okay. So yeah, what I'll do is I will I'll give you guys the essay topics and also the pre-writing activities again. I'll give those tomorrow night. Right now, let me see here. Right now we have. Let me see how many people have done the homework. Only 9 people have done the homework. Okay, so I'll need that. I'll need that by as soon as possible. Okay, because what happens is the process of evaluating of analyzing everything, and then creating the pre-writing activities, and then the writing exercise. It takes me a couple hours. Okay, so if you guys can do that, make sure you guys and everyone else, please let everyone else know. Do the homework as soon as possible, because I'll start that probably tomorrow around noon. But it does take me a couple hours, so that's why I like to do it earlier, because I also have to plan my other classes at my university. Okay, so yeah, so please submit that as soon as you can, and that way that way I can give you guys the essay topics a lot sooner. Okay, but anyways, okay, all right, thank you, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, and again, if you have any questions or any problems, just please let me know, and I'll do whatever I can to make it better for you. Okay, all right, see you next time. Bye bye.